Happy Friday, friends. I'm Nancy Thompson with Create with Nancy, and it's time for some creative ink. It's time for you to get inspired, me to help you create a beautiful project, and then you share it with others. So come on in, say hello. I'm Nancy Thompson. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Skaneateles, New York, and I just love sharing creative ideas with you. If you're new to my channel, say hello. Let me know where you're from so I can welcome you. And make sure you hit yours, hit the subscribe button to my newsletter and also to my channel here. My newsletter is where I share PDF tutorials of some of the projects that I share here during my lives, and also keep you up to date on what's going on with Stampin' Up! Regarding specials and also what I have going on for classes. So let's get going, because I have a February Crafters Tea coming up in February, and I'm offering a to-go kit this time. And let me see here. Let me grab those projects so I can share those with you. They are funful. So hello, Miss Colleen and Shirley. Welcome, welcome. Okay, let me just move a few things here. Here we go. Okay, so it's really windy here today. Some people don't have power, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we continue to have power. So if I happen to go away, you know why. We lost power and I won't be able to continue recording. So let's hope we get through this. So these are the cards for the Crafters Tea. And they're a fun fold. They're using our new flip flaps that we have. Well, they're not new. They've been around a while. I just have not used them. And we've got some really cool all occasion type cards using some new product and some that's been around for a while. So I try to do a variety of cards for you all. This one could be, doesn't necessarily have to be Valentine's. It could be all occasion. Okay. And if you're getting a to-go kit, the things will be die cut, but you will need to have words, and there'll be things you might need to fussy cut, like on that, especially this one right here as well. This is the cutest, the Bug designer paper. Okay, so those are the projects for the February Crafters Tea. My newsletter has a link where you can sign up and prepay. Okay, and here's a little hint of something that you could be getting as part of your favors for the tea as well. And we're gonna get growing today, okay? So if you have questions on the tea, don't be afraid to reach out and let me know, okay? And I can answer them for you. So today's card was inspired by this swap card that I got. I do a swap with the Trip Achievers group. They do a swap for every new catalog, and this one I was able to do it, and this was done by Carrie Todd. And so it's kind of similar to this is what I did. This was my starting point for today's card, okay? And so it's always great to do swaps. And just as a refresher, this is the card we did on Wednesday, this faux quilt card. It looks quilty, but it's all the designer paper that was used with it. There's an embossed background, and then here's another color scheme. Everybody was voting for the the petal pink color scheme there. Okay, so today we're going to use that beautiful patterns embossing folder. We're using these beautifully celebrated dies. I love these to create shapes with in our card. And this here, I got this in. This is the new the January product of the month. This is a stamp set. When you reach $75 or more in a single order, you can purchase this set for $5. Last month, it was the True Blue designer paper, and this month, it's a stamp set, okay? So check that out. And that will be the only time you can get it. You can only purchase one, and it's good while supplies last. They could run out during the month of January. I don't know, you know. But it's always been while supplies last. All right, and I think there's still true blue paper. You can, if you wanted to, that could be your choice. If you didn't get it in December, you can still purchase it in January. But I don't believe you can get two. Well, you definitely can't get two in one order. But I don't know if you placed a second order in January, if you could get the December or not. I'm not quite clear on that. Okay, so this is the cutest bug paper. It's fabulous. I don't have the stamp set or the dies to go with this, but they do cut out images. We'll kind of I'll share with that as we go. These are meant to maybe coordinate with the Memories and More, or for scrapbooking, or you can cut it up into smaller card fronts as well. Here's the flip side right there. There will be, so this is it this one? This one might cut out some of the images on here. There's the flip side. This definitely, the dies will cut out some of the images. I know it cuts out this, and I think this, and maybe some of the bugs as well. And then we got this cute little daisy with grass paper. And then here's another color scheme with the blackberries in it, or black raspberries, and that's a quilt pattern right there. And then we've got the blackberries and strawberries here with some bees in it and so on. And then this is another color scheme of the quilting pattern look. And then we've got some toadstools and this. So today's card, while we're working on today's card, this is the paper that I picked out for the envelope flap. So kind of let me know as we're working along. So when I'm telling you, when you can see the paper, should we use the plaid or the toadstool? Okay. Pattern for our card. All right. So let's start with, we're going to start with our card base, and we're going to use some thick basic white. Okay. So here's our paper that we're using. So you can start thinking whether we use the toadstool or we go with the Poppy Parade gingham. Okay, so there. So kind of think about for the envelope flap. All right. Okay, so our card. So we're going to have 8.5 by 5.5 is our card base, and it's thick basic white. Okay, and we're going to simply score it at 1 1/8. Okay, let's do that. So 1 1/8. Make sure to park the cutter. And then also 5 3/8 is our next measurement, and that's all we need to score here. Okay, and that's it. Okay, we are done with that. There we go. And I'm going to burnish my folds here. Okay, and I want to make sure these two folds meet here in the seam. Okay, so as you're burnishing, just make sure you do a good job of meeting them up. Okay. Sometimes you don't score accurately, but you want these to meet up well. I think I got that. I feel like I'm off a little bit. Let's flip this over and burnish the back side. Having a good burnish on this is going to make all the difference. Okay, so there's our fun fold. Okay, we got a little side flap here and a larger one here. Okay, so we're going to just take some, I already cut some Mossy Meadow, and this is 3 inches by 5 3/8. And then our designer paper is 2 7/8 by 5 1/4. And I can't believe it's Friday already. Boy, this week has flown by, and I know I didn't get everything done I wanted to. So, and somebody alerted me that some of the links in my newsletter that I sent out earlier this week might not be working. So stay tuned. I'm going to see if they'll fix automatically and still show up in your thing, or we'll just have to wait for the next edition, and I'll make sure the links are working properly. Okay. I can't remember which ones she said weren't working. So we're going to just simply add this on here. We're going to just really get a hint of white on the background. Okay. So let's just add this on right here. And let's do this. So we're just, and you could really adjust these measurements to anything you want. If you want more white showing, you could do that, okay? So we've got that. So this is where we're at so far. So let's do this side panel. So I based the side panel, the dimension here, on how wide I could cut my, how wide this would be for these quilt blocks, okay? So these are, yes, how much are these? These are 1/8 by 5 3/8, okay? Is that right? No. Excuse me, 7/8 by 5 1/4. That's the size of the Mossy Meadow. The Mossy Meadow is 1 inch by 5 3/8. So this is going to be 7/8 by 5 1/4. Let's move that down a little. Okay. It's a little bit bigger of a border because it's, I don't know, I just kind of was going by the lines, and it's a little harder to be a little bit more accurate, but I'm not, it doesn't bother me really. Okay, we're going to put this onto this side flap right here. I'm going to get another hint of color again. Okay. I feel like there's stuff on my desk. Got a little glue on here. I guess it's time to clean my photo mat there. Okay, how's we looking? So we're gonna close this up, okay? We're gonna just close it up so we can maybe just put a little bit of, I'm gonna just put a little bit of adhesive right here, or tear tape right here, okay? Let's do that. And right here, because I want to be able to either slide in a gift card or maybe a piece of chocolate or something like that, or maybe even a tea bag, probably a tea bag versus a piece of chocolate. All right, chocolate might be a little harder if you're going to mail. So we're going to just simply close that up, and I definitely have some glue here somewhere. There we go. So as you can see, so we can still like sit like a tea bag in there, okay? Or it could be a gift card as well, all right? Okay, we're almost done here. So we got 2 more pieces we're gonna layer up. We're gonna add a little bit of designer paper versus just plain white cardstock, and we want to pretty the inside up a little bit. And this paper is the same size as what's on the front, okay? So this is 2 7/8 by 5 1/4. And then our Mossy Meadow is 3 inches by 5 3/8. Okay, so we're going to just add this onto here. And my first sample I did it like all the way across, and I'm like, I don't need to do that. I kind of like having that green border to separate the card. And look at that, it just goes right in there. It is a little bit thicker, so I'm going to like shove that down there a little bit. So you might like the gift card better, or if it's something you just hand deliver to somebody as well. But remember, I got this out so we can, when we're all done, we can try it out. So let's just move this out of the way. We're going to do something more to the front, okay? Oops, almost forgot. We're going to add a piece of white in here for writing, okay? So let's add this. This is from the die cuts. What were they called again? Beautifully Celebrated shaped dies, okay? So let's do this. This is the 3rd smallest one. Here we go. Just centering it between the 2. Okay, so now I've got room to write a message. I could still do some fussy cut and add some embellishments down there. So what I did is I have a 1 inch strip by, I think it's 1 inch by 2 7/8, okay? And it's got some of that embossing on it with that beautiful patterns embossing folder. And welcome, Carol, glad you made it. And let's see, I'm gonna just kind of, I don't want to cover up too much of the design, so we're gonna I'm just being strategic. And you want to kind of keep that in mind if you're doing a tea bag, because it's fat. So I got the fatter part at the bottom. You could always flip it around if you got more this stuff down here, but that'll work at the bottom. And I've already fussy cut the word hello from our product of the month stamp set. I used hello right there, okay? Just a kind of a nice versatile set. And then I fussy cut these pansies. I was almost going to say dandelions, but they're pansies. Okay, so let's add some, I didn't pre-do some dimensionals, but let's add some dimensionals here. And I got glue all over my fingers. So stuff is sticking. Okay, let's add, these are some of our mini dimensionals here. And we've got some skinny areas, so I'm going to, that's what I like about the edges, saving the edges. Also is, oh, I got a little piece here where I've cut a little strip here. So that's going to work out great. We'll just put in that space. Okay, so we've got that. So let's add some more on here. Some more dimensionals. So has anybody fallen in love with this cute as a bug paper? I just think it's just kind of like an upbeat paper to send to people. Maybe they're been stuck in the house or not feeling good or all kinds of reasons, you know. All right, let's put a big one here. Okay, well, let's add this to the front of our card here. I'm going to start with the word hello. And let's need my little trash bowl here. So, do I want to start with hello? I got to look here. Yeah, that looks good. And then we'll add the dandelions. So you saw how I kind of like held this piece in place to make sure I get the placement right for the words. So I had room for them and not make this feel overcrowded as well. You want to make sure you don't get off the edge here. All right, what do you think? Let's add some a linen thread bow here. Here we go. I think I'm going to add it up here on the dandelion or on the pansy. I keep calling it dandelion. Let's add it right there. There, simple and easy, right? Little sweet treat for somebody. This is Chai is one of my favorite. What's your favorite one that you love? Oh, Carol, you've bought it but haven't started working on it yet. Okay, yep, Valentine's. Yep, that's coming up super, super quick. All right, so let's add a little bit of sparkle. So we've got these low profile sparkle dots again. We use those on Wednesday. And next Wednesday, I am going to be an hour early, okay? I've got another commitment later in the day, and I've got to just go live a little bit early so I can make that commitment. Okay. Let's see. Can I pick this up? I had trouble. There we go. Picking up the bigger one. Let's just throw that right there. Okay. The garden green ones are the ones that I've been using a ton of. All right. What do you think? So, who decided the plaid or the toadstool? What would you do? The toadstool or the plaid? I can't make up my mind. And let me, while you guys are maybe writing about that, let's see. I'm going to put this one in the, this is the one, this is my sample right here. I did a little guy reading the book and just that. So here, I ran it all the way to the edge. I'm like, I don't need to cut that extra paper. 3 inch, you know, less than 3 inches, it makes my paper go a lot farther. Okay, let's just put it in the envelope. And sometimes when there's a lot of bulk, I'm gonna flip it around and put it at the top so it's less likely to bother the machinery. Okay, let's see, is this gonna work? Oh yeah, it slides through really, really easy. Here's these, I don't know what they call it. It's like a letter guide, I guess. So mailing guide. So you can, there's just one little bump there, but it's at the top, so it should be fine. So the machine isn't getting it, okay? Okay, toadstool is everybody's. Carol says plaids, and I got 2 other toadstools. Okay, let's go with the toadstool. Well, there's the plaid. I'm not sure, I'm kind of second guessing that choice for that. So let's go with the toadstool on this one. And then we can see the difference, right? So this is a great, if you need to have like a card to put a gift card in, this is a great design, simple and easy to create with any type of, you know, design that you want. You know, choose your designer paper and kind of go from there as to what to add to it. All right. Easter's coming up. You could create one with some Easter designs. Oh yes, the Easter paper in our mini catalog is something else. I'm gonna grab that. You know what? Do I have that here? Because I'm transgressing here. I just want to pull it out because I want to share it with you. I was surprised when I got it in the mail. Okay. All right. I think I like the toadstool with it. So definitely, I think I like the toadstool. All right, so there's your inspiration for today to create something. You know, maybe you could create a pocket and maybe share some tea with somebody, getting together with some friends, whatever. Okay. All right, let me share with you this Easter paper in case you want to work ahead. All right, I got to think about this. I haven't thought about it yet. But it is the texture of the paper. It's a lot thicker. It's a specialty paper, and it's got this shine to it. Can you guys see the shine to it? Like this, the colored images just, like the flowers have like a foily type look to it. Maybe right there. Can you see it? Like right there, the little flowers in this area here. You can see, oh, right there. You can see the how it's got like a foily look to it. It's kind of universal background. This would make some great baby paper as well. All right, just go like this. Here's some beautiful stripes. You can kind of see the foil there. Okay, let's look at the flip side here. All right, it's just a generic crumb cake type background with, I don't know, some flowers or something, whatever this pattern is. This has got more the foil on it. It's just really thick. So make great bags or boxes for Easter. Here's the flip side. So very springy. It does have eggs on this one right here. All right. Here's another one that creates some instant cards right there. Okay. Here's the flip side. Very generic, picnicky type of look. We've got this one. You can see more of the foil. There you go. It's kind of like outlines the flowers on it, on the daffodils. Oh, this is really Eastery right here. It's all just very thick. And we've got eggs right here. It's fun eggs. And then finally, here's the flip side. This is like basket type weave, okay? Because the Easter bundle has a die that cuts out the Easter basket, so it's perfect for that. But maybe you could create your own. I don't know. So I got to play with this to see what I can come up with, okay? These could easily be fussy cut as well, so you don't feel like you would have to get the bundle or the stamp set. Maybe you've got other things, but this, yeah, it's really, really cool. This could be very generic. I think you could easily use it beyond Easter, okay? Because if you're fussy cutting this could definitely be some spring cards, okay? You don't necessarily have to add in the eggs, all right? And definitely, you know, definitely spring. And these, definitely spring, you know, spring. This is spring. This is all spring images, okay? So you're going to get 2 of each of the 6 designs. Okay, that's it for today, everyone. I hope you're feeling inspired to get into your craft room and do a little creating. And remember, you can order any of your supplies there at createwithnancy.com. And don't forget, let's see, what else do I have anything else here to share with you? I don't. There's new kit collections, bonus days, almost forgot. Bonus days is happening. I know there's so much going on. So with bonus days, every $50 order you buy, every $50 you order, you get a $5 coupon that gets spent in February, okay? Starting February 3rd through the 28th, you'll get your bonus day coupon, and Stampin' Up! Will email it. It usually comes right after your order is submitted, so make sure you flag that email so you remember to use it in February, okay? And I think that's about it. So have a great weekend. I've got my team meeting on Sunday, so that's fun, and Stamp Club next week. So I'll be busy crafting a little bit here and getting ready for them. So have a great weekend. Enjoy. And feel free to message me if you create something this weekend, okay? All right, everybody. We'll see you next Wednesday at 2 p.m. So due to my appointment, and we will see you soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.